learnradio.com.au.
Learn Radio how-to video. We're going to get a little bit more detailed and go away from the individual file editing and just do a little bit of a snapshot, a quick little overview of doing a basic mix in the Mixdown, the Multitrack function of Adobe Audition. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to record an intro break to the song Katy Perry, Rise. I'm just going to do the quick little end of it. So here's that brand new song from Katy Perry. It's called Rise at Learn Radio FM. And so I've just created that. I'm going to trim that. That's my voice break. I've just hit Control-T on my keyboard, by the way, Control-T, and it's taken everything that I had highlighted and trimmed out everything else. Now I'm going to normalize, and so I've got my full track there. Now I'm going to go to the multi-track section. First of all, I'm just going to clear everything that's there for the sake of this bit. So I'm going to pull in this voice track we just did. I'm going to pull in Katy Perry, Rise. I'm going to move. What I've got, if I scroll with my mouse wheel up and down, it just goes up and down the view to look at all the different tracks. Where if I hold down the Control key, I can zoom into wherever my cursor is. So wherever this is, it zooms into that section. So I use this often to go, okay, I want to have a look there. Oh, now I want to have a look at how the song ends. So just simply where I'm hovering when I do the wheel is where it comes in. Now what I've done is I've added a marker to the Katy Perry song there, which actually indicates to me where the vocals start. So I'm going to move the end of the voice track to about that right time. So now I'm going to do this. Have a listen. Well, that includes a breath. So we can just see. Oh, I've just pulled in the wrong voice track. I didn't think it looked right. That's the one. Now at Learn Radio FM. I won't just. Here's that brand new song from Katy Perry. It's called Rise at Learn Radio FM. I won't. It's actually not too bad as far as that. Here's that brand new song from Katy Perry. It's called Rise at Learn Radio FM. I won't. Not bad, but what I'm going to do just to show the listen, I'm going to put a little see how the mouse has changed from the arrows in all direction, which is the move tool. If I left click and drag, if I left click there and it's just the plus symbol, it'll add a volume marker. I'm going to add another one over there, and I'm going to pull that down a little bit. Is that brand new song from Katy Perry? It's called Rise at Learn Radio FM. I won't just survive. Okay, so what we know though, if we have a look at the level volume, that's actually looking pretty loud compared to that, but just to show you, I can see that, but just show how you can tell the difference is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the first mix down here, and I'm going to mix down using the control as I click on that one and then click on that one, and now I've got those two files selected. I'm going to right click on the file, go to mix down session to new file, and I'm going to go selected clips. So anything I have selected is what's going to be in the mix down. So you can see here, that's my voice track. That's the start of the song. That's, the peak volume of that song is pretty high compared to the voice. And when it goes through a radio station compression, that Katy Perry song is going to sound a lot louder than my voice specifically. So I just wanted to, what I'm going to do is if I go back to the mixdown session, there's a couple of different ways I can do this. One of the ways I'm going to do it is I'm going to hold Control on my keyboard, hovering over that. And I'm going to be able to, instead of adding a marker, it'll just pull that whole line down. I'm just going to do a couple of decibels and it's fine. And I'm going to mix down again using selected clips. And there's the Katy Perry. It's called Rise at Learn Radio FM. I won't just survive. Depending on what you want, as to you can play with those levels to get it what you want. Now let me just show you a different mix down thing here. I'm going to just Control, copy and paste. So you might be doing a series of little promos with different inserts and whatever it might be, just for the sake of the editing point to shorten my time of mixdown. So what you can see there, I've got that bracket comes up as I hover over the end of the file. I can left click and pull in, and that's effectively a trim that is happening. So it's a quick way to trim a file down. Okay, so Let me now go over here and show you the difference in mixdowns between selected files and the entire session. So when I do selected files, let me do it here. Right click and select the clips. It only does that one session. Whereas, so for example, if I select more files, more clips, and now it'll have that, the gap, and then that. Whereas if I do and just right click, mix down session to file and go entire session, I've got one song file selected, but it just does everything that's in that entire mix down. Whereas now I go to my time select tool and I'm going to say, do that, right click, and I'm going to go time selection. And so it's only just done whatever I had marked with the cursor. There's the three different ways to mix down, and depending on what you're trying to achieve as to the right way, there is no right or wrong. If you get the audio that you want at the end, it's the right way to do it. But there's the three different variants. Just remember that, because one of the things that I've done, I'm going to say not just seen, but I've done. Let's just say we've got that entire Katy Perry song. I didn't mean it to be that entire song, or worse yet. Now let me show you one of the things I've accidentally done. When I've been using a session, I was editing on the file like this, and I've gone, yep, I want that whole thing, mix down the entire session. And you look how slowly it's going in that mix down now compared to before. I'm thinking, why is it taking so long to mix down? This is just ridiculous. My computer must be going slow. And then once it's mixed down, I realized the problem. And if you have a look, once it pops up, that the song, even though it was sort of so far removed from everything else, because I had another one all the way back over there, then it mixed down that entire session, which was now sort of 18 minutes long. So there's some basics on getting started with using the multi-track session. For more how-to videos, go to learnradio.com.